time is the one thing none of us can slow down. Yet, every day, life throws something new our way. It could be a looming exam, a software update at work, or a recipe that's nothing like what you've cooked before. We all know the pressure. Learn this and learn it fast. But here's the secret. Fast learning isn't a gift. It's a skill, and you can build it no matter who you are or what you do. Whether you're a student, an employee, or a homemaker, you can learn anything faster than you think. Have you ever wished you could watch a single video and just get it? Or pick up a new task at work without weeks of confusion? Maybe you're tired of struggling with new technology at home, wishing things just clicked. If any of this sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because today, you'll discover not only how to learn faster, but how to adapt to anything new at any stage of life. Let's start by asking, why does fast learning even matter? In school, the syllabus gets bigger every year. At work, the technology never stops evolving. At home, even daily routines can surprise you. Think about how fast kids grow, how quickly new gadgets hit the shelves, how often recipes need to be adjusted on the fly. The world is changing whether you're ready or not. And the people who keep up, they're the ones who thrive. They're the students who ace the finals and still have time for their hobbies. They're the employees who get promoted because they make new systems look easy. They're the parents or homemakers who make home life run smoothly, even when chaos shows up at their door. But if you feel like you're always a step behind, you're not alone. Most of us were never taught how to learn. We just did it, hoping it would stick. But there's a science to learning, and more importantly, to learning fast. So what's the first secret? It's your brain. And trust me, it's more powerful than you think. You see, your brain isn't a hard drive with a fixed amount of space. It's more like a living garden. Every time you learn something new, you plant a seed. With practice, those seeds grow roots, and your brain literally changes, forming new connections, making it easier and faster to remember and apply what you've learned. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. It's your brain's built-in ability to change, grow, and adapt, no matter your age or your background. Here's something even better. Neuroplasticity isn't just for kids. It's for everyone. Studies have shown that adults, even seniors, can rewire their brains with just a little effort and the right techniques. So if you've ever thought, I'm just not a fast learner, or it's too late for me, that's simply not true. You can become a fast learner starting today. So let's break down the formula, the step-by-step method you can use to learn anything fast. It's not magic, but it does work like magic when you use it right. Step 1 is focus. You might think you're great at multitasking, but the truth is, your brain can only really focus on one thing at a time. Every notification, every background noise, every wandering thought steals your attention. And with it, your learning power. So before you begin, create your zone. For students, maybe it's a quiet spot in the library or your favorite chair at home. For workers, it could mean silencing your phone, closing and use tabs, or putting a do not disturb sign up for a few minutes. Homemakers, maybe you set aside just 10 minutes during nap time or after dinner, where you can give something new your full attention. The key is this. If you want to learn faster, focus is your shortcut. One distraction can cost you 10 minutes of relearning. One focus session can save you hours. Let's make this real. Imagine a student, Lisa. She has a test in 5 days, and she's stressed. But instead of cramming with her phone buzzing every 2 minutes, she puts it on airplane mode, sets a timer for 25 minutes, and goes all in. Her notes get clearer. She remembers more. She's done in less time, and still has energy left for friends or a walk outside. Or take Adam, a project manager at a busy company. He's given a new tool to learn, one he's never even heard of. But he's smart. He blocks out 30 minutes, shuts off email notifications, and watches a training video with a notepad in hand. He pauses every 5 minutes to write down what he just heard, making sure he's really processing, not just zoning out. When it's time to use the tool, it all comes back to him because he focused instead of faking it. And don't forget about Maya, a mom of 3. She wants to try a new dinner recipe, but it's got strange ingredients and steps she's never seen. So she waits until the kids are reading quietly, puts on her headphones, and watches the cooking demo without interruptions. She jots the steps on a sticky note and tries it right away. Dinner is a hit. That's the power of focus. Step 2 is active engagement. Learning isn't passive. You don't really learn by just watching, listening, or reading. You learn when you do something with that information. This is true for everyone: students, workers, homemakers, retirees. If you want to learn fast, you have to get your hands in the dirt. Let's go back to Lisa. She doesn't just read her biology notes. She draws little diagrams and explains them out loud, as if teaching a friend. She quizzes herself or asks a classmate to quiz her. She tries to recall what she's learned from memory, not just by rereading. That's active learning. Adam, the project manager, does more than just watch a tutorial. He actually opens the new software and tries to use it, even if he gets it wrong at first. He writes down each step he remembers, then checks back to see what he missed. When his boss asks a question, Adam explains it back, which locks it into his memory. Maya, our busy homemaker, doesn't just watch the cooking video. She pauses after each step, copies it, and speaks it aloud as she goes. She makes notes about what works and what doesn't. She changes things to fit her own kitchen, learning even faster because she's actively involved. This learn-by-doing method is backed by decades of research. When you engage, explain, test yourself, and try. Even if you make mistakes, you remember more and for longer. Here's a key principle. If you can teach it, you truly know it. So, after you learn something, try to explain it. If you stumble, you know where you need to review. If you can teach it, even to an imaginary friend, you've mastered it. Now, step 3, immediate practice. We often think we need to wait until we've finished learning before we try. But fast learners flip this on its head. They practice right away, even before they feel ready. This is what separates the quick adapters from everyone else. Lisa reads one new formula, then immediately tries a practice problem. Adam watches a new workflow, then tests it out, making mistakes, learning as he goes. Maya watches a chef prepare a sauce, then does her own version before the video even ends. Here's the science. Your brain learns best when it's forced to retrieve information, not just recognize it. Trying, failing, and trying again creates stronger connections than just reviewing. So make this a habit. After every new thing you learn, use it immediately. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it shouldn't be perfect the first time. Mistakes are not setbacks. They're proof you're learning. Now, let's talk about retrieval practice. This means testing yourself without looking at your notes or the video. Can you remember the 3 main ideas from what you just watched? Can you list the steps in your own words? Can you do the task without instructions in front of you? When Lisa studies, she covers her notes and tries to write down everything she remembers. Adam, at work, gives himself a little pop quiz at the end of each day. Maya turns off the video and walks through the recipe out loud, step by step. This blank page recall feels harder, but it's the fastest way to lock in new skills and knowledge. And here's a bonus tip that all expert learners use: spaced repetition. Instead of reviewing everything in one marathon session, spread your reviews out. Review the next day, then 2 days later, then a week later. Each time you retrieve the information after a break, your brain strengthens those connections. This is how you make learning stick, not just for a test, but for life. So, to recap the first part of the formula, clear away distractions and focus. Engage actively, do explain, test, and teach. Practice right away. Don't wait for perfection. Test yourself, not just once, but regularly. Space out your reviews so you really remember. Anyone can use these steps. Anyone. It doesn't matter how old you are, how busy you are, or what your background is. Now you've got the tools to learn anything faster. Clear distractions, get hands-on, test yourself, and keep coming back to review. These aren't just study tricks. They're habits you can use in school, at work, or at home. The fastest learners aren't the smartest. They're the ones who know how to learn smart. So, what challenge will you tackle next? Share your answer below and join others on the same journey. If this helped, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more ways to upgrade your habits. Remember, your next big skill is just a few smart steps away. Thanks for watching. See you in next one.